All right, everyone, and welcome back into the cave. We are live with the Montreal Expos as we continue on with ExpoNation. We are through the 1999 season, and unfortunately, our Montreal Expos did not make the playoffs, so we are going to be rebuilding, retooling, trying to do something just a little bit different in this episode. We got a little something different happening here, so the Fanatic is trying to add a little bit more to your experience. So just keep your eyes open. We got some new backgrounds, we got some new screens, we got some new stuff happening here. So welcome on in to the cave for tonight's episode. We are going to be rolling here in just about 4 or 5 minutes. So just kind of hang tight, and we'll get everything underway here shortly. Feel free to put comments or anything in the in the comments. Anything you'd like to see me do with the team, anything you feel like you want to say, feel free to share. Not really expecting too many people here tonight. Wasn't really expecting to be on. Was more than honestly just trying to try this new piece of software I got. So we'll be going through the off season, hopefully adding a few free agents, making some signings, and adjusting our team accordingly. So once again, we're going to be gone for I'll probably put it on hold for about 2-3 minutes, and then we'll get the show on the road. All right, all right. So here we are back inside the cave. We are with the Montreal Expos heading into the 2000 campaign. We made it through 1999, and it wasn't an awful year. We actually had a pretty decent year with the team. Let's go ahead and take a look back. So in our last episode, we finished up. We had the last three. We needed a couple of big wins at the end of the season. We kind of folded, losing 2 to Cleveland. We lost 1 to Philadelphia. And of course, we lost 1 to Houston. We came up just short of a playoff spot. And unfortunately, it just wasn't our year. So let's see just how close we did get to the playoffs. If it'll show us, I'm not really sure if it will, and no, it doesn't look like it will. So we're pretty screwed. I know we missed it by about a game. I have to watch the end of the episode to see, but I'm pretty sure that's how things ended up with the Spos in the 1999 season. So we have got some big choices to be made. Okay, we don't need to worry about that screen. Here is a very important screen for us. Okay, these are our free agents. This is who we have to consider either offering a contract to or not offering a contract to. And right now I'm thinking we're probably going to be taking a look at some of their stats, and then we'll kind of decide what it is we want to do with the team moving forward. So Rondell White is a free agent. Terry Mulholland will be a free agent. Now, keep in mind, they are exclusive. They're free agents, so they're out there. There's no contract, nothing holding them down. So they're gone. These guys are gone unless we want to sign them. So I've been playing a lot of Chell lately, so I'm hitting the wrong button quite a bit, but we'll see how it goes from here. So we have got quite a bit to look at. Of course, we look at Rondell White, 101 games, 275 at-bats. He batted .287. He had 12 dingers and 38 ribbies. Okay, that's on 101 games. So do we sign him? Do we keep him? Not really sure. Terry Mulholland. Now, we got him in the free agency last year, signed him to the team, only signed him to a 1-year deal. He was kind of our setup man for most of the year. He appeared in 82 games, went 3-2, 3 saves, 26 holds. So in 82 appearances, he had 26 holds in 92 innings. He struck out 66, and his ERA was pretty good. So we might be keeping him in there. We might sign him to another year. He's 37 years old, though. He's given 14 years of service to the Bigs. But we'll see what we do with Terry moving forward. Mike Maddox, who we know he was one of the original bullpen pitchers for this Expos team that we acquired. And, you see his numbers weren't the greatest in 2020. Well, that's 2025 is actually 1998. We know he was not the strongest. He appeared in 78 games, went 5-7. This year out of the pen, he went 6-3 with 1 save, 2 blown saves, 12 holds in 96 innings. So he might be sticking around. Not really sure what we're going to do with Mike Maddox. We go ahead and let's take a look at our next player. That would be Anthony Telford. We know that Anthony Telford is a bullpen pitcher for us. Another one of those guys, 69 appearances, 75 total innings. His ERA is super high. I don't think we're going to be offering him. 34 years old. Sean Bosky, he's gone. Derek May, he'll be gone. Derek May is a left fielder, 31, down in the minors. Not much going on for the Spos. Rondell White. So we only have so many to really consider offering. I want to offer Terry Mulholland. He's a B potential. We can keep him in the bullpen maybe another year. So let's see what we can do with him. We're going to make Terry Mulholland an offer. We'll give him So we're looking at the interest bar over here on the right. We're going to give him that 1.9 mil offer. We'll go ahead and throw that his way. Mike Maddox, yeah, you know what? We'll give him a qualifying offer to stick around. Telford, you're gone. Bosky, you're gone. Yeah, so these guys can go. Rondell, we're going to keep him around. He wants $59.5 million for 5 years, coming in at $11.9 million a year. I'm going to have to say nay. We'll bump him down to 2 years. That keeps him until he's about 30. See, we'll go to the lowest possible with him. He wants $11 million a year, but we have Ken Griffey Jr. still. We still have Vladdy. And we still have a left fielder. So unless he can play left field for us, maybe he can do that. He does play left field. So, but for $11 million a year, yeah, I don't really know if we want to do that. But we'll go ahead and we're going to make him an offer anyway. Okay, so of our exclusive free agents, we've offered Rondell White, Terry Mulholland to come back and try to hold it down in that kind of setup spot, and of course Mike Maddox. Now, at the end of the season, we added Trevor Hoffman in the trade, which means we can let Ugueth go. So we'll hold on to Trevor probably for another couple of years. I think we'll be locking him in for sure. So now, if you're looking over at the right side of the screen, pending offers $38 million. We will have a projected surplus of about $119 million with about 124 available. So we're going to have some coin to work with. We'll just have to see how this all plays out. On the top, just under their name, you can see their interest in the offers that we've made. We made a qualifying offer to Mike Maddox, so we haven't even offered him a contract. But okay. So staff-wise, here is what we have. Everybody's locked in. Dave Martinez for another year, looks like. Dane Merca, Anthony Chan, Jorge Hernandez, Gage Bennett, Will Ryan. We're going to take a look and see if there's anybody out there that could be a good fit for us. So you see Dave Martinez is a C overall manager. He adds a little bit of pitching clutch, but everything else goes pretty much downhill from there. Dane Merca, he's a B. Anthony Chan is an A, so we want to keep him on as our pitching coach. George Hernandez, okay. Gage Bennett, he's a C. And our farm director is Will Ryan, which means our farm should actually kind of grow. But our manager is a struggle, right? So we just missed the playoffs. We got throttled the year before. And even with the addition of Ken Griffey Jr. and Mark Grace and those guys, it didn't exactly help. So maybe it's time to move on from Dave Martinez. But I'm going to kind of leave that up to the chat. So if you are interested in holding on to Dave Martinez, throw something in the chat. If you think we get rid of him and move on, throw that in the chat. We take a look at what's out there. So if we are looking for a manager, possibly to go in a different direction, there's a couple of A's out there. So we got Christopher Hernandez, and he has a ton. Fielding, blocking, power, hitting, plus all pluses. That's huge. It's all going to depend on how much he wants. So how much money is he going to want? Looking through here, Joe Yastrzemski, he can add on. We know that John Harris is pretty good. Jose Rivera. What I did like the most was the fact that, here's one, Larry Conrath. So we're looking for, I like plate vision. I like stamina. I like speed. I'd really like someone that can work with our pitchers. But, it kind of is what it is. So I'm really looking at, I like Conrath, but that would mean we have to fire Dave Martinez. So I think we give Dave one more season. So I think we give Dave Martinez one more year, and then we'll see what happens after that. Because I think he only has 1 year left on his contract. Yes, he does. So we'll be moving on from him probably next year unless he can get us to the playoffs. So that's going to kind of be the thing here. Rebranding the team, yeah, we don't want to do that. I think we're going to stay exactly where we are until that date in real life. I think it was about 7 years from now. So we'll see how the team's doing in 7 years. Hopefully we can get them to the playoffs and get something going. Yeah, we don't want to. Sorry about that little added background noise there. Okay, we're going to kick it over to Sim Free Agency. No, we're not. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll Sim 2 Free Agency 1. Let's see who signs with the team. Today is the last day to tender a qualifying offer to your qualified free agents. Would you like to stop simulating? No. Let's see who signs on. Who did we get to stay? I don't even know. It doesn't really tell us. So we have to select our 40-man roster. The best players we could lose in the Rule 5 draft. So Charlie Hayes, Justin Hermanson. So that's our 40-man, right? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Avoid losing talented players that are eligible for the Rule 5 draft by adding them to your 40-man roster. So right now we have 35 players on our 40-man roster. So we know that Ted Lilly is a B potential. He's 24 years of age, which means he could grow a bit. Guillermo Mota, Rick Reed is 25. Jake Westbrook. I think we keep Ted Lilly and we keep Jake Westbrook, and the rest of them can base the squad, right? So let's go ahead and Ted Lilly, welcome to the 40-man roster. And we said, who else? I think it was Westbrook. That's right, Westbrook. I don't see him in here. Click, 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 click. There he is. A 44 overall, B potential, wearing number 94. All right, Jake. We're gonna give you an extra spot on this team. You know who else is gonna get to stay? Guillermo, you get to stay too, since you are a B potential. Okay, so that means we have 2 open spots on our 40-man, and we'll go from there. Okay, salary arbitration. Never been the sharpest tool when it comes to salary arbitration. I don't even know what the hell that means. All contracts awarded via arbitration are for 1 year only. So who do we want to order? Who do we want to offer arbitration to in this one? I'm thinking it could be, well, Grudzy should stay, right? I feel like in the last episode we talked about maybe moving on from Grudzy. He's a C potential. He's 30 years of age. Troy O'Leary is a C potential, but that would mean replacing a left fielder. But we just signed Rondell White to stay with the team. So we know that Ugueth, he's going to get the boot. Let's go ahead and see if maybe we can make some sort of trade before we have to sign these guys. So we're going to see if anyone will give us, oh, here we go. Okay, so we got some action here. So the Angels have offered us Randy Velarde. He's 37, A potential for Ugueth. The Mets offer us Al Leiter, 34 years of age, B potential. John Franco has a closer. We already have a closer. How about a 26-year-old Edgardo Alfonso? But he's a D potential. I like the Al Leiter trade. I think that could be for us. Add a little bit of something to the staff. He is a 78 overall. He's B potential. He's 34, but he could kind of fit into the bottom of the rotation. The Pirates are offering us Francisco Cordova and the Angels. So right now, should we get something for Ugueth? I think we should, except look, that's $25 million in salary. Al Leiter's asking for $25 million. Or we could always get Edgar Alfonso and then trade him, trade John Franco in a package. But I think we have to just play the game here. Open up the spot and go for a free agent. I think that's what we're going to have to do. If I have any viewers out there tonight, feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. Always interested to hear what you have to say inside the cave. Catchers. Let's see, who else did we have that was looking for salary arbitration? We know that Kilvio Veras, who had a great year. So, Kilvio, you're getting arbitration because he played well. So we're going to offer him arbitration. Last year he made 5,507. We're going to give him 5,510. Yeah, we'll give him the same. We'll give him a couple. Yeah, you get a little bit of a raise. He played pretty good for us. So he's been offered arbitration. Ugueth, we're going to let him go. We are going to let Ugueth go unless we can get something else for him, but I don't think we're going to. Grudzielanek, I think we have to offer just in case Kilvio decides, or we can't keep Kilvio, but we're probably going to have to just, offer Kilvio a contract. So Grudzi, I think we're going to let Grudzi go to free agency. He's been with us since the start. He's had a couple of good years. The first year, actually the second year, a little bit better. He only appeared in 140 games, but he had 14 homers and 53 ribbies. So we'll see what happens with him. Troy O'Leary, who we picked up in free agency last year, was kind of a bust. He had a couple of shining moments. He did hit 23 home runs and drive in 80 RBIs, and most of that behind Ken Griffey Jr. in the lineup. But I think we're going to pass on him as well. We'll let him hit free agency. Dustin Hermanson, he's been around for a little bit. He went 16-11 for us. His potential is a C. His overall is a 72. He had 165 Ks in just 198 innings pitched. So I think we are going to offer him arbitration. So there you go. Yeah, we'll go for the full. Chris Widja. We've got two catchers, so we don't need Chris Widja anymore. He only appeared in a couple of games anyway. Actually, he didn't appear at all. He never made an appearance for us. He played for Rochester. So that's it. So we offered arbitration to Kilvio Veras, Dustin Hermanson, and that is it. Grudzi, I'm kind of on the fence about, but I think that's what we're gonna have to go with. Tender contracts. Oh, yes. Okay, so we've got some contracts. Look at all these contracts. Boom. Okay, first one's first. Bobby Hens. Do we give Bobby Hens a new contract? 25 games he appeared in. Only 27 at-bats in 1999. I have to remember that. This is 1999, brother. Okay, so he batted .296. He had no stolen bases. It's like our all-time leader in stolen bases here on the channel. And you know what? I think we're going to have to, I don't know. We'll see. Howie Baroa. I think all these minor league guys let's go with the potential. So we're just going to renew their contracts from, if they're a B, this is going to take a while, so hang tight. I think they come off the board as they go. Good. Evan Caps, yeah, you get another contract. Oh, look at that. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay. We're just gonna renew it because it's the same thing. Who else is a big one? Kareem Hawkins. We know he's gonna get a new contract. Let's see who else. Look at all these deep potentials. Lawrence Romero. $60K. Welcome back to the team. Robbie Rush. Okay. Hamilton Ham Porter. What did he do? Well, he did nothing because he hasn't played yet. He's in single A ball. So Hamilton Ham Porter, who is our only player so far named by a viewer. Congratulations to you. You got to name a player. You, my friend, Hamilton, you're going to get a contract. So we're going to sign Hamilton to another season. Welcome back to the club. Jake Westbrook, who, of course, we just got back. We're going to just renew his contract. So he stays with the club. Big club, I guess. He's on a 40-man. So the rest of these guys, well, they can go. They can go. Even Alan Battle, who actually played in our first season. He had 32 games played. He did hit 2 homers, had 4 RBIs, and batted .256 in his short stint with our team. But too bad. Bye-bye. Hiram Boca Chica, Tim Young, Melvin Bunch. You guys, best of luck to you. Eric Hinsky. Well, Eric, you know what? I'm going to throw you a little bit of a contract because you're a deep potential. So we'll offer you that. Look at these guys. 29 overall. Francisco Morales, Kevin Hook. Kevin, don't call me Captain Hook. I think we drafted him. No, he was undrafted. Round 2, Matt Wagner. Jason DeRocher, undrafted. Okay, so that is going to do it for that. Free agency, let's see what is going on out there. So, I think we still own Ugath for the moment. So, Ugath, let's see if we can't get something for Ugath. And they offer us the same garbage. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. Yeah, I read that wrong. So the Mets offer us 2 trades, and I'm still like, do we or don't we? Do we? Well, let's see. Let's see. Oh man, we'd be taking on his contract until he's. Oh, he's on the rise though. Look at that B potential, 78 overall. Right? I mean, do we put all of our eggs in the Al Leiter basket? That's a big question. That is a big question. I'm not really freeing up any space by getting rid of Ugath. Well, actually, I guess I am because he's making nothing right now. We're not paying him anything, but he's 26 years old. It's like, do you want to give him up for nothing? I think that's just where we're going to go. You know what? That's it. That's it. We're not going to trade him. We're just going to roll with it. Let's see if there's anybody else out there that we could trade. As we look at each position, this is what we have right now. So here's our rotation. Sterling Hitchcock, Dustin Hermanson, Javi Vasquez, who is now an A potential, 70 overall. So let's see if he's growing. He is growing. All right, if you're unfamiliar with how this works, A potential, 70 overall with those arrows going up, that means he's growing. We're seeing a lot of growth out of Javi Vasquez. He's going to be the future. I think we're going to see more out of him probably in our 4th season. He'll pitch right around this spot in the rotation, maybe 3rd or 4th going into the next season. Here's a guy who's growing as well. He's a D potential, but he's on the rise. Trey Moore. We look at his stats, 13-10. Last year was a 15-8 record, but he struggled a little bit this year. I think Mike Thurman will probably be out. We do not have a whole lot to write home about. Ted Lilly, we know he's on the rise. He's going to be down in the minors for a while. Joaquin Carlson, he's on the rise. So we got a lot of D potentials in this farm system. A lot of D potentials. Okay, so I think we might be, especially down here, just in our starting rotation. I think it's time to look rotation in free agency. Okay. Rotation and relief. Rotation and relief. We've got a closer. We're locked in. Rotation and relief. So if you're watching that, you gotta make sure to remind me of that as I go. I gotta remember we're going for rotation and relief in free agency this year. Okay, of course, at first base, we've got Mark Grace. We got him all for the season, so we've got one more season with Mark. We do have Lawrence Romero down in the minors. We'll see how he grows. He's currently a 47 overall, A potential at the age of 21. So we'll see what he does. We just signed him for another year. At second base, Kilvio still doesn't have a contract. Neither does Grudzielanek. That's going to be kind of a game time decision. We'll see what happens with those guys because we really don't have crap backing them up. All D potentials at second base. At third base, we've got Charlie Hayes. He's locked into 2 more years. He's got 1 more year, so he'll have 1 more year. Evan Caps, we just locked him in for a year. Jose Fernandez, Jeff Blum. So again, third base not deep. Shortstop definitely not deep. Orlando Cabrera, he's on the rise. He's playing better, but we've given him a lot of leeway. Now this year was better. Look at his stats overall: 127 games. We had 456 at bats. He did bat 279, and he had 13 dingers and 61 ribs, and he had a couple stolen bases. So we look at his attributes; they're on the rise as well, with the exception of his speed. His speed is going down. That's on the far right. Everything else, pretty much across the board, with the exception of contact against left-handed hitters, is good also. So left field, Troy O'Leary, we did not offer him, so we're going to let him go. Sung-Hyun Chu, he's going to go. Kareem Hawkins is on the rise down in the minors, but it's going to be another year or so until we get him in action. Center field, we've got Griffey locked in. No problem in center field. Backing him up is good old Terry Jones. He had 17 games last year. And, of course, Eddie Marquez, who we just picked up in round 4 of the draft this year. We do have Milton Bradley down there. This dude is making straight coin. Look at the cash that this dude is making for this team. And he's going to be backing up Griffey for 4 years? I don't think so. We got to lose that contract real quick. So let's go ahead and put him on the board. We're going to take Ugueth off because we're not going to keep Ugueth. Doesn't need to be there. Let's go ahead and see what we get for Milton Bradley. No trades found. Well, they're still trying to give me Al Leiter. Why are you still trying to give me Al Leiter? I don't want him. There we go. No trades were found. So nobody wants Milton Bradley, a good center fielder. Let's see what else we got. Let's see if we can get any prospects. Okay, now we're talking. So a $31 million contract. We could wipe off the books, and we would get a relief pitcher in Rafael Betancourt. He's an A potential, 48 overall, so we got some room for growth. Of course, we've got Sebastian Villegas from the Yankees. Aubrey Huff at third base. He's a B potential from the Rays. Frank Cope. Here's an A potential. How about CC Sabathia and Tim Marsh? You want to talk about whoa, that could be the future of this team right there. We could lock down CC at an A potential. He's age 20 right now with the Indians. We can make this trade. Milton Bradley, I think we just do it. Lock it in. Now we got some depth. We talked about pitching depth, right? We had to get some pitching depth. Now, if we do that, though, that means we're waiting a year, probably 2 years before we see much out of CC. But that would be one heck of a trade, right? That might be cheese, but I don't really care. Charles Dudley. These are all minor leaguers. Joe Mays, good starting pitcher. Mariano Castillo, Bill Hall, Scott Shields, relief pitcher. Gilmesh, Ira Delgodio. Yeah, nobody's really. Oh, hold on. The Cardinals have a couple. J.D. Drew. How about a right fielder? J.D. Drew, Felipe Munoz. I don't know. I'm still dialed into the CC trade. I think we go with the CC trade. They want to give me CC Sabathia, a 20-year-old minor leaguer, for Milton Bradley? Shoot, absolutely. This thing's supposed to be about winning a World Series, right? This is supposed to be that year. We don't know what's going on. I think we go with it. I'm going with it. You know what? There's nobody here to tell me not to. So here you go. Sounds good. They take it. So the Expos and the Indians make a trade before free agency. And yes, let's go ahead and take a look here. We just locked in. Where is he? CC Sabathia. We got him in a 3-year deal. I'm sorry, a 10-year deal. So he's going to grow right here inside the organization. That's what we want. Let's see what other kind of garbage contracts we have as we roll through this. We roll through this mess. We already looked at the shortstops, left fields. Who else is big? Who else has a big contract? Cabrera does, but we're not going to do anything with him. Trace Coquelette. Ken Griffey we're keeping, obviously. Vlad Guerrero, he's got a big contract. So, I didn't see a whole lot of other ones. Javi, we want to keep. That's a pitcher. If we get one more pitcher, so if we're willing to, dump somebody to get a bullpen pitcher, I think that would be great. There was a couple in here. Mike Mordecai, Ramon Irizarry. So, let's see. We got majors, minors. Yeah, okay. We'll hold on to the shortstops. They're B potentials. I think Mordecai, if we could get another bullpen pitcher, that'd be great. Somebody could use him. Kareem Hawkins, I'm not trading. He's growing. Okay, how about Dave Post? Vlad? No. That's where we are. I think that's where we are. So we made a little deal. I think we got to go to free agency to see what we can get. So you see that growth chart, right? Starting to look better. See the colors on that board. Green is good. Green is good. We have one of the best outfields in the bigs right now. Our first and second base is solid at green. Blue on the other side, but growing. They're still in the teens, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Okay, so now it's time to take a look at free agents. Who are we interested in, right? So let's take a look at the depth chart and see what we really need. We already talked about it. This is a team that needs pitching, I believe, to win. Troy O'Leary, he's going to go. We know that. Griffey's staying. Vladdy's here. Grace is here. Kilvio's here, right? Yeah, I think so, right? Is that what that means? I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that means they need a contract now. 2027. We have to. That means our contract is up in 2027. I hope. But this is what 2027 looks like. So it'll be a contract year for Hayes, Veras, Grace. So we really need to fill. That pitching staff has to get better. I just keep rattling on, but the pitching staff definitely has to get better. So here in this short little episode, we are going to focus. Now they're trying to get us a catcher again. I don't want a catcher. Okay, I'm not really interested in a catcher. So I'm going to, we're going to go right here. And we're going to remove these guys because we want to do our own homework here. Let's go ahead. And I want a righty, a lefty, and I want finesse. Oh, we can only get 2. We can only pick. So how about a righty and a lefty? All right. And so here's the top 150 free agents. Now we know we've got some coin to work with, but we want to look at in hockey, I got to press the button down. In this, I don't have to. Okay, so here's the free agents out there right now. David Cone at 37. Now, we just passed on Al Leiter. He was 34. David Cone coming off a really good year, 16-4, won the World Series. Almost the same amount of innings pitched as 2026. His attributes starting to drop in stamina, starting to drop in hits per 9. So he's allowing a lot of hits, but that's what we get out of him. We got John Lieber, Todd Stottlemyre. I think we try to go for a righty and a lefty. Mike the Moose Musina is out there as well. We could lock this in. Boomer. Oh, like the whole Yankees pitching staff. Chuck Finley. So let's go ahead and I want to see some A potentials, right? I mean, Chuck Finley is an A, but he's 37 years old. How about some age? Who do we have out there that's a young age? Kevin Appier is 28. Jeff Juden, 29. Todd Van Poppel is 28. Scott Erickson's 32, but he's a D potential. Kevin Tapani, Aaron Sealy, Mike Soroka. How about a 35-year-old Dwight Gooden, 64 years? He's asking for nothing. We might just offer just to get him on a team. How about Kurt Schilling? A deep potential, 33 years old, heading into 2000. Of course, he killed us later on. We got an A potential, Oral Hershiser, 41 years old. Yeah, if I was being like crazy, Mike, I'd do it. But I think we got to go with something good, right? We need something good. So we're looking for a starter and a right-handed. Why does it say that? That's not what I'm looking for, but I guess it is. Okay, so we're gonna go with. We're gonna offer. David Cone was on the board anyway, but I'm gonna offer David Cone. So David Cone, we're gonna make an offer to you. And what else do we need? Right now we need. That's it. I think we need a relief pitcher. So you know what? Let's offer another starting pitcher, right? I think we have to. So we said David Cone, and I am a big Boomer Wells fan. At 36, A potential, he's 73 overall. Not really growing. Mike Messina is 31. He's a 72 overall. None of these guys are high overalls. That's pretty crazy. Okay, Mike, we're going to offer you. So we would get Cone and Messina if we could pull this off in free agency. Last year was a massive free agency year for us. We got Ken Griffey Jr. Now it's time to see who else is out there. Javi Lopez at the age of 29. Greg Vaughn, he would bring power in left field, and we know Troy O'Leary is on his way out the door. But why not go for a batting average guy with Paul O'Neill? Thanks, 37 though. David Justice. I am a huge David Justice guy. He's an 81 overall. He's asking 17.3 a year. Okay, so I'm thinking David Justice. All right, I'm thinking David Justice. I think we got to fill that void in left field, but we do need a relief pitcher as well. So big board. This is big board though, right? So we got two pitchers on the big board, and Rondell White, who we just let go. He wants $12 million a year. He's 28. Ryan Klesko, no. Tom Goodwin, no. Rafi Palmeiro could throw a little. Yeah, he's a first baseman. We already have Mark Grace. Kelly Stinnett, that's a catcher. Poor Kevin Appier. He's got an F potential. Bummer for him. Tim Belcher, who I believe is in here. Oh, no, could have sworn I already saw him once. No. I am like George guy for my team. So they've never. Right there. Right? I guess. We just hit the button. Oh, I don't know what it's doing. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's just go to the calendar, right? I think we sim through the date. And let's see. Go back. I guess we can't do anything. I forgot how I did this. Today is for contracts to free agents. Would you like to stop simulating? No. Mike Maddox has decided to accept the qualifying offer now under contract. Okay, Mike, welcome back. The Expos have 94 players in their organization. 93 is the max. We're going to auto release. Yeah, why not, right? We'll let it do it. We'll let it do it. Okay, so free agent 2. Paul has decided to sign with the Pittsburgh Pirates. How about that? Right. Greg Vaughn goes to the Atlanta Braves. Charles Johnson signs a contract with the Red Sox. Today is the day to offer contracts. Would you like to stop simulating? Yes, I guess I would like to. Oh, this is showing me who we got. Closing pitcher. Catcher. Okay, let's just sim to you're learning. Would you like to stop simulating? Oh, it's the Rule 5 draft. 40-man rosters may be eligible to be selected during the upcoming Rule 5 draft. Would you like to stop simulating? Yes, why not? We'll go see what's in the Rule 5 draft. Maybe not. I have no idea what's going on at this point. Okay, so we have offered Kilvio Veras, Dustin Hermanson, arbitration, and it looks like they are probably going to take it. We didn't offer them any more money, maybe a little bit more, but looks like they're going to take it. We're going to sim to, Kenny Lofton has signed with the San Francisco Giants. Today is the last day to offer salary arbitration. No, I don't want to stop simulating. No, I don't want to stop simulating. Okay, so tender contracts. Who needs a renewable contract? Now we get to actually see. Thank you very much. Steve Faltisic. Nope. These guys are all bad. Lots of D potentials. We're going to pass. Matt Wagner, pass. Bobby Hens, you're going to get one just because we're going to renew you at... Oh, I don't think so, pal. We're not giving you that much. I'll give you, let's see, you are 27. I'll give you enough till you're 30. And I will give you $1 million a year. How about if we go 1 year? Oh, he's not happy about that. Look at that red. Look at it go down. Okay, we'll give you 2 years. No, because how about I'll give you 3, but you got to take $1 million a year, buddy. All right, 3.1 million total. I'll give you a little extra, and we'll throw you a contract. Right? He says he likes it. Of course he does. First baseman, we're good. Second baseman, we're good. Third baseman, Jose Fernandez. Bye-bye. How old is he? 26. Bye-bye. Shortstops, left fielders, Sung Hyun Chu. 21, C potential, 60 overall. Yeah, I'll renew yours at 780. Welcome back to the club. Kevin Hook. So tempted to keep him. He's a 29 overall. I'd love to see if he actually grows, but he doesn't play. So, sorry, Kevin. You're gone. Hiram Boca Chica, you're out. Alan Battle, he played a little bit with us. And, yeah, he's going to be finding a new team. So, we only offered Bob Hens. Bobby Hens gets the offer. So, welcome back to the team. Bobby Hens, he's going to sign it. He's not going to turn us down. We're still in negotiations with Kilvio and Dustin, as they're playing hard to get. There are some free agents still out there. We have an opportunity. Jose Valentin. You heard through the grapevine that the Baltimore Orioles are looking at Jose Valentin. Am I interested in a second baseman? No, because Kilvio is going to sign. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. Okay, we are not even being considered by any of these guys. David Cohn has a 31% motivation to sign with the team. So here's his deal. So Texas, the A's, and the Brewers have offered him. Priority slot 1. We did that. Team need right-handed pitcher. Perfect. So I think we have to. Oh, we can't offer him a contract. We can't offer him a contract unless his motivation goes up. So here's a guy who's interested. 81% motivation to sign. And you know what? We're going to move him to slot number 1 because David Cohn, he doesn't seem too interested. I feel like I really want David Justice. So I'm going to move David Justice. I'm going to move David Justice to slot number 2. David Cohn, you, my friend, are leaving the big board because you're just not interested in us, and I am not going to sit here and wait for you. So good luck with Texas, Oakland, or Milwaukee. Best of luck to you. Taking a look at another starting pitcher. Let's see who else is out there. Can we get somebody who just wants a year, maybe a small deal? We know that Boomer was looking. Boomer. Let's see what Boomer thinks. Boomba, my guy. All right. Let's go ahead and lock in those changes. Right? Now, I don't know why it took me right to week 4. They went right to week 4. Okay, so the Reds acquire Edgar Martinez from the Orioles. So the Reds are trying to beef up, all right, after a World Series loss to the Yankees, a second in a row. They're trying to build a super team here. They got Edgar Martinez, and they traded Barry Larkin and Pokey Reese to the Orioles. Now, why would the Orioles want Barry Larkin? Maybe it's because they have an aging Cal Ripken. Barry will slide in there and take over. I don't know. That's interesting. We're going to sim through that. And we are going to... Okay, I think it's every week we get a chance to look at our free agents situation. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, the Braves have just called up Greg Maddux to the majors. Paul O'Neill has just been scooped up by the Pirates. Yeah, we know about all that. Okay, we don't need to look at that. Jim Edmonds just signed with the Marlins. And see, I don't know when we get to look. When do we get to look? Today is the day to offer contracts to free agents. Yes, I'd like to. Okay, boom. We've got it. Hey, all right. Mike Mussina is at 85%, which means we have got an opportunity to throw a contract his way. Let's go ahead and offer Mike Mussina a contract. Now, he's 30 years old. He's 30 years old right here, and it is time to try to add a little bit of power to this pitching staff. Let's see what we can get here. Now, do we want to bump it up a year? He wants 2 years, 7.3 per year. So, you know what? I really want him, so I'm going to throw him. Let's see. I've got some money to spend. So I'm going to offer him. Oh, he's at his max. He's at his max motivation. So we don't have to go in too much higher. He wanted 7.3. I'll give him 7.5. Let's throw a stamp on there. And yes, it says W for weird. And let's see what happens there. So we just sent a contract to Mike Messina. Now, we do have the opportunity to send one to David Wells as well. So let's go ahead and David Wells, he wants, okay, so you know what? Why don't we just match it? We'll give him exactly what we just gave Mike Messina. And boom. So Boomer and Moose. Boomer and the Moose. Now we got to wait on our boy David Justice. So we're going to bump him to the number 1 slot. See if that helps us out just a little bit. This is big time free agency. So we have David Wells and Mike Messina pending offers. Right? And we can't see anybody else, I don't think. We can't go after anybody else right now, I guess. All right. So we know that today is Tuesday, so we're going to sim through Monday. All players must have contracts tendered by December 2nd or they will become free agents. Would you like to stop simulating? No. Manny Ramirez to the Yankees. Woo! Wow, this just gets more and more interesting. The 2000s are going to start off hot. The Yankees go out and get Manny Ramirez, a team that has won back-to-back World Series over the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, Cincinnati just went out and got Edgar Martinez, so this is going to be bumping. Now, here we go. David Justice on our big board is rumored to be close to signing with the Red Sox, the Indians, or the Orioles. All right? He has no motivation to sign, which is crazy because I thought I had him. So he wants 17.3 mil for a year. He'd be playing left field in what's already a pretty powerful left field. Now, if I throw money his way, okay, well, he likes more years. He likes the idea of more years. We're not going to get him. We're not going to get him. He's not really motivated to sign here. Even if I throw him a big old bucket, I mean, he's going to want he wants like $20 million for a year. How about 2 years? How about 3 years? 54%. Yeah, I'm not digging this David Justice deal. You know what? Sorry, I can't. He signs with the Red Sox, and he says, good luck. No, good luck to you, David. All right, here we go. We got a contract decision coming in, and Mike Messina just signed with the Expos. Bam! Welcome to the Expos. And David Wells just signed with the Expos. So we just got our pitching staff that much better. All righty. David Justice goes to the Sox. Do I want to stop simulating? No. So now we got to go and look for a bullpen pitcher. So let's go ahead and do that. Rival opportunity. So Roberto Alomar saying he wants to go to the Mets. Yeah, I'm not interested. Okay, time to look for some relief pitching. We've got a closer. We just signed 2 solid. Oh, Terry Mulholland. He didn't take our contract? Bummer for you, bro. Okay, let's look for some youth. Okay. So relief pitching, we are terrible. So we're 24. I just noticed. I just saw I could do this. So we're 24th in relief pitching. We just made our starting rotation that much better. So that's definitely good. We're up to 5th in the league now with the addition of Messina and Wells. We didn't get David Cone. He wanted too much money. We tried to go after David Justice to fill that void in left field. He wanted too much money. So now it's time to go after a couple of bullpen arms, probably a long reliever. I'm thinking we need a couple of long relievers, somebody that can give us some innings, has some stamina. Okay. Greg Swindell, he can throw, let's see, he is 35. No, we don't want Mulholland. He didn't want to be with the team. How about Jeff Nelson? I'm just building the Yankees. I'm building the Yankees is what I'm doing. Graham Lloyd, 33. Not much in the way of stamina. Ks per 9, not that much. Carrasco, Ks per 9. Paul Quantrill, Brian Bohannon, David Weathers. Okay, so there's really not a whole lot. Let's just go to all free agents, right? Relief pitchers. See who else is out there. How about Dan Plesac? He can give us some innings. He didn't play last year. He played in the first year. Telford, who pitched for us, pitched a lot for us. Jesse Orosco, coming out of the pen. My boy Jesse Orosco. He'd be more of he would kind of fill that Mulholland spot, right? Kind of that one inning. But we said we need long relief, right? We need somebody who's got some stamina. Okay, well, let's look at a starting pitcher. We got to get through this. We got about 10 more minutes left. Let's go ahead and look at another starting pitcher who maybe we could put in the bullpen. How about Tim Belcher? Yeah, he's got 95 stamina. I don't want to waste that. Mike Remlinger. Pretty nice. 34 years old, 69 overall and going up. 56 stamina. Ks per 9, not bad. Joey Hamilton. No, he pitched a lot he started last year. Bosky we had. Danny Nagel. No. How about Omar Dahl? We know he was a bullpen pitcher. He's dropping, though. He's dropping. Pat Henkin, Wagner, Pedro Stasio, Pete Harnish, Jeff Facero. Jeff Facero. I like that. I like Jeff Facero out of the bullpen. 37 years old, though. Kenny Rogers. We're going to throw Kenny Rogers in the bullpen. Suck it up. Okay, let's see. Whoop. Kenny Rogers in the bullpen. No, it keeps trying to give me the... How about recommended free agents? Rudy Cianez. Alan Embry. Greg Swindell. We're going for Greg Swindell, too. Okay, so Kenny Rogers and Greg Swindell. Maybe they can kind of round out the... But he's a lefty and a lefty. That'd be two lefties coming out of the pen. And we didn't get Mulholland back. We did get Mike Maddox back. Time to look for a righty. Time to look for a righty in the pen. Rudy Cianez, no. Alan Embry's a lefty. Mulholland was my lefty. Guardado. Jeff Nelson. There you go. Okay. Let's see what we get out of these dudes. Simulate to here. Javi Lopez goes to the Orioles. Today's the draft lottery. What would you like to do? Go to the draft lottery, dude. The Expos. Here's the draft lottery. We are still in the owner's box. In case you haven't noticed, we have not left the owner's box. Well, because... And we stayed at 18. What the hell's the point, right? What the hell's the point? I guess because we almost made the playoffs. So we'll have the 18th pick. 18th pick in the draft. next year. So good for us, right? Yay, good for us. 18th pick in the draft. Okay, let's move on. Simulate through that day. And yes, I'd like to stop simulating because I'd like to see if anybody wants to sign with my team. Arbitration is still underway. Kilvio Veras and Dustin Hermanson. Free agency. Kenny Rogers says, I'll take a contract. And we say, okay. Let's see what he says. Sign W for Weird. And we're going to offer a contract to Greg Swindell. See what he says. Jeff Nelson, he'll be a great kind of mid-relief setup kind of guy. We're going to offer him a contract. And let's see what happens with that. All righty. So we're going to simulate to the... No. Yeah, we're going to simulate to the Rule 5 draft. Contract decision, Greg Swindell. Welcome to the Spos, buddy. David Cohn re-signed with the Yankees after all that bullshit mess with us and the Brewers and the A's and the Rangers. He decides to go to the Yankees. So, I mean, it suits him right. He's won back-to-back World Series, right? It makes total sense. So we did get... Who did we get? Oh, Greg Swindell. Greg Swindell just signed with us, so good for him. Okay. Rule 5 draft. How about that? Let's go to the draft. Let's see who's out there. All right. We are going to advance to our pick. And nobody wants anybody. We're looking for a relief pitcher. Now, one thing we have to remember is if we pick up a relief pitcher and we sign him, he has to stay. That's where we messed up last time. So let's see who's out there. We got some closers out there. Here's the best ones. So we got Scott Shields. He's an A potential. He's 25 years old. Juan Rivas is in there twice, which means he's probably a Ryan Vogel song. Carlos Zambrano. We said outfielders, right? Any A potentials out here? Juan Rivera. Yeah, no, we don't want to go down that road. Rusty McNamara. Center fielder Andy Gonzalez. Chris Singleton. 28B potential. I'm thinking I'm going to go for Scott Shields. I mean, he's on the rise. A potential, 53 years old. We'll pick him up. Thank you very much. In the Rule 5 draft, we'll give him a shot. I think he's going to have to sit on our roster, though. That'll be a bummer. Yeah, we don't want anybody else. We're going to skip. Okay, so we did manage to pick up one person to put on our roster in the Rule 5 draft. He's going to have to stay with us for a little bit unless we get rid of him before. So we'll have to see what he does in spring training. Let's go ahead. Moving on. Contract decision. Kenny Rogers. Nice. Going to have a lot of roasters going on out there. All right. And Jeff Nelson. Oh, Jeff Nelson. What, bro? Okay. Hold on. Let's go back to the board. Oh, we can't yet. Today is the day to offer contracts to free agents. Would you like to stop simulating? Yes, I would, because I want to offer a contract to Jeff Nelson, who is now motivated. And Jeff, we're going to give you, we'll bump you up. There you go. Let's see what you want. Let's see if that's good for you. Okay, pal? Okay, pal. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we get from you, okay? All right, here we go. Left field. All right, so we're pushing. We're pushing the end of the... we're pushing the... Cliff Floyd. Cliff Floyd wants 4.7. He would play left field. We had him, and we let him go. We did let him go. Troy O'Leary is now a free agent, so we definitely need to fill that spot. Jose Canseco to play left field. Ooh, how about Jeff Conine? He can play 3 different positions. That might be helpful. Ellis Burks. He's 35, though. Stop giving me these. I don't want that. There we go. I want to see all the left fielders. See if there's anybody out there that wants to grow. Conine, we already talked about. How about a 41-year-old Ricky Henderson? The dude can still run. He can steal bases. You know what? To hell with it. To hell with it. It's my team. I'm going to give him another year. All right, Ricky. Let's see if Ricky signs with the... Wait, what happened? Where'd he go? Oh, Ricky, where'd you go? I hate that it does that. Oh, I must have offered, but he's not on the big board. How about Tim Raines? He's 40. Yeah, not a whole lot of talent in here. Names, but no talent. Dante Bichette. Okay, we're going to go with that. I don't know if he just signed with us. I don't know if we just got Ricky Henderson, but we're going to go ahead and simulate. And let's see what Jeff Nelson has to say. Yeah, so we get Nelson too. Mike Piazza goes to the Cardinals in a trade from the Dodgers. Good one there. Leon Adams, Gilbert Navarro, and Mike Petkovsik go to the Dodgers. And we continue to move on. Jose Valentin just signed a big contract with the Mets. Good luck to you in New York, my friend. And would you like to stop simulating? No, I think we're just going to simulate through. So let's go ahead and sim to the arbitration hearings. So your top free agents available are Tom Goodwin, Kevin Sefcik, Joel Adamson, and Sean Bosky. That's too bad. Okay, it's time to take a look at the depth chart. Ricky Henderson is going to hold it down in left field for the team this year. So we absolutely went to garbage. So we're gonna have to get somebody in the draft. Kareem Hawkins is making his way up, but we need to do something. Ken Griffey will be in center still. Vladdy in right. Mark Grace at first. Kilvio at second. Orlando Cabrera at short. So we got the QO combo at second and short. Then we've got Charlie Hayes at third. The pitching looks better. We've got Sterling Hitchcock. We've got Dustin Hermanson. We've got Javi Vasquez, David Wells. And where's Mike Messina? Oh, he's out in the bullpen. We'll make that change. Pudge will be behind the plate. We did re-sign Bobby Hens because that had to happen, right? Bobby Hens had to happen. I don't know if this team got better, if this team got worse. We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. Okay, so let's no. Today was the arbitration for Dustin Hermanson. All right, so we're paying him $14 million. You better frickin' do something. That's all I got to say. And we get to keep Kilvio Veras, right? Please tell me Kilvio stayed. Yes, he did. Okay, so we've got no backups, though. We got no backups. We have no closing pitchers in the minors. Here's our roster before we close out the night. Starting pitchers, we've got Sterling, Boomer, Hermanson, Moose, Javi, Trey Moore, Kenny Rogers, Mike Thurman. So we've got some guys to choose from in the preseason. Now, the biggest addition was David Wells and Messina. That's about it, percentage-wise. Relief pitchers, we did kind of shore it up a little bit more. We got we got Swindell, Nelson, And we do have Scott Shields. We picked him up in the Rule 5 draft. We'll see what he does in the preseason. I thought we got one more. Nope, guess not. Closing pitcher is Trevor Hoffman. Here's your 3 catchers. We don't need 3 catchers. We definitely do not need 3 catchers. So I think Bobby Hens is probably going to go down to start the season. He'll be down in Triple-A. We're just going to move him to Triple-A right now. So there's your 2 catchers, Rodriguez and LaDuca. First base, we'll have Grace and Fulmer, with Lawrence Romero waiting in the wings. We've got Kilvio Veras at second, Charlie Hayes at third, Orlando Cabrera at short. Left field is Ricky Henderson, dude. Wow. Kareem Hawkins is down there. We'll see what he does. Center. Oh, no. Oh, Hamilton Porter's still there. Okay, I thought he was gone. Center field is Ken Griffey Jr. with Terry Jones backing him up. That will change. I think Sung Hyun Chu will probably come up to the big club as he's a C potential. And Vladdy will be out in right. So, biggest thing is we got no players still, right? We got some. We got to add some peoples. We need 6 in AAA, 6 in AA, and that's about it. So we can sim to spring training. We'll let it do the work. It can sign the extra players. Today is the final big board day. This is your last chance to offer contracts to free agents on your big board. No. I'm good with that. Tomorrow's the last day to renew contracts. No. The offseason has come to an end. Spring training is about to begin. Okay. So that's where we are. Let's go to the calendar. We'll simulate right to the first game of the preseason, or spring training, as they will call it. It is about an hour. We've done about an hour tonight. And this is usually one of the quieter episodes, right? Anytime we are doing, anytime we're doing any sort of free agency stuff, it's going to be pretty quiet. Looks like I actually had somebody watching for a little bit, so welcome on in. Sorry if I missed your comments. We're going to take one more look at the roster before we call it a night, and then we'll close it out. So, okay, here's where we left off. We have got some positives with our starting pitchers. Okay, we do have some positives with our starting pitchers. So we've got Sterling Hitchcock, who we do know that last year Sterling Hitchcock last year sorry, a little malfunction here. Not really sure what happened. Okay, there we go. My bad. I apologize. Sterling Hitchcock last year for this team had 11 wins, 14 losses. 188 and 2/3 innings pitched. He had 184 Ks. So we did add Boomer. We added Boomer. Boomer last year didn't pitch at all. So this dude's coming out of straight up freaking retirement to pitch for the Expos. Congratulations, Boomer. Wow. In his last full season, he pitched 33 games for the Yankees. He went 17-7 in 216 in the third innings pitched. He had 150 Ks, but his ERA was pretty high. So I did not do my homework, folks, and we could end up with a bust with Boomer. Dustin Hermanson, we re-signed him. Mike Mussina, let's see what he did last year. I'm always hitting the wrong buttons. I'm used to playing hockey, a lot of hockey. He didn't pitch in 2026. So I'm assuming he was probably injured. He had to have been, right? He missed all of 20. I'm sorry. He missed all of 1999. I keep saying 2026, but he missed all of 1999. In 1998, he had 27 games pitched. He went 12-7 for the Orioles. So we snatched him up. Hopefully he's not a bust too. I really need to pay attention to what I'm doing. And here we go again. See, I keep doing this. All right. We want to look at Javi. So Javi is, I think he's potential for us, right? 13-9 last year, 182 innings pitched, 141 Ks, 3.45 ERA, which stayed the same over 2 seasons. So here's the man, Trey Moore. Struggled a little more last year, had 2 more losses, but was just about the same. His ERA was a little higher, but we'll see what we get out of him. Kenny Rogers, who's going to go to the bullpen anyway. That's what we signed him for. Mike Thurman, he's more than likely going to the bullpen now. Solomon Crow, garbage. Jeremy Powell, garbage. Ted Lilly, he's going to start with the big club, but he's 56, B potential. So the one to watch is this dude right here. Where is he? Oh, how about CeCe? We got CeCe. I forgot about that in a trade. So if you're watching, you just joined us. We got CeCe Sabathia in a trade. We sent, I don't even remember who it was. I don't even remember who the trade was for. I traded somebody. I have to look back. It really doesn't matter. Okay, relief pitching. On the big league level, we have Maddox, Swindell, Jeff Nelson, Scott Shields, who we got in the Rule 5 draft. Of course, he's a 53 overall, but we'll see how he does coming out of the pen for this club. Our pen was bad last year. Absolutely horrendous. So we'll see how we do in the next season. Closing pitchers, we had Trevor Hoffman, who we got in that trade at the end of last season. He's aging up, and his potential's going down, but I think he'll hold it down for us for a couple of years. I like how he looks nothing like Trevor Hoffman, but hey. Pudge will be the catcher. Bob Henley backing him up. We'll be making some of those changes, right? We have 4 catchers in the starting roster for the majors. That's not going to happen. First baseman, Mark Grace. Kilvio will be our major league second baseman, so we did get him to re-sign. I thought we had dropped the ball on that one. Charlie Hayes, he's going to be still with the team. He didn't do too bad last year. Basically did what we asked him to do. In 138 games, that's a lot of games for him. It really is. But he did fine. He did well enough. Jeff Blum is starting to kind of make waves down in the minors, as is Evan Capps. So we know that Evan Capps could be a starter probably in the next season. Maybe even bring him up for a little playing time in September. Shortstop, we'll have Orlando Cabrera. We have Ricky Henderson in left field. I don't even know how his stats look on here. Dude's been retired, played. Yeah, I mean, the stats are total garbage because they don't match anything that's real. He only has 590 stolen bases on this game. That's nowhere near accurate. But Ricky's going to be playing left field for this club this year. Center field, we will have Ken Griffey Jr. So Ken Griffey Jr., who last year, he was our big splash free agent. He hit 25 homers and 97 RBIs in 1 game less than the year before in Seattle when he took the Seattle Mariners to the American League Championship Series. And so the numbers went down. Hopefully he gets revitalized here in the 2000 season, and Vlad Guerrero will play right field. So that's a look at the upcoming roster. We are getting ready to head into the 2000 season. We have progressed as a team. Definitely progressed. Okay. We have gone from the bottom of the barrel, worst in the division, to trying to scratch out a playoff spot. Okay. We missed it by 1 stinking game last season. So it is time for this club to put it together. We added a couple of pieces try to get a little bit stronger in that starting rotation, a couple of bullpen pieces, right? We know we're going to struggle in the outfield, especially on that left corner. Ricky, we're putting a lot of faith in you at 41 years old to get this done. Third base remains the same with Charlie Hayes. Shortstop remains the same with Orlando Cabrera. Kilvio will stay at second base. The one piece that we did move on from was Grudzy. I like Grudzy, but it was time to move on from Grudzy. Mark Grace, he'll be at first base, and Pudge will be our catcher. We'll have a couple of journeymen kind of playing out there in the outfield and also backing up at catcher and first base. The bullpen, I like it. The closer, I like it. So I'm thinking we can get some stuff done. I'm not going to bank on a solid playoff run, but I think maybe a nice playoff appearance in season number 3. I'm thinking a playoff appearance in season number 3. We also have a couple of quality players down in the minors. We've got Hamilton Porter. He's on his way up, a catcher down in double A. We've got CC Sabathia, who we picked up in a steal of a trade that I can't remember who it was. I'll have to look back in the episode, but I know we traded, might have been Ugeth. It might have been Ugeth. And we traded over Ugeth and got CC Sabathia. So we'll have to see. Oh, no, you know what? I take that back. It was Milton Bradley. We traded Milton Bradley, and we got CC Sabathia. So good luck to Milton Bradley. We'll take ourselves some CC Sabathia and let him grow in this organization. So you see our rankings over here on the right. 7th overall, 8th in contact, 15th in power, 1st in speed, 1st in defense, and that's even with the weakness in left field. And then our pitching is looking better, definitely looking better. So, okay. So, folks, that's going to go ahead and do it for the episode tonight. If you jumped in and you joined me for a short period of time, I know that we had a little bit of a difference with our title screen and all that stuff. Just trying some new things, okay? Trying to make things a little more interesting for all of you out there. So, if you joined me, thank you for joining me. If you're going to jump in and watch the off season just to see how the team did and who we got, that's great. If you jumped in later, if you're getting to the end of this episode and you just kind of heard what I just talked about who we had, awesome. I'm really excited about our next full season with the Expos as we head into the 2000 year. We're going to put the first 2 years behind us and move forward with the guys that we got. So thanks again for joining me tonight. If you are a fan of the show, please throw a like, comment, any kind of comment you want. Tell me what you think of the team, what we can do, who we could get, what we should trade for. I'm always excited to hear your thoughts and your ideas. And, of course, be sure to subscribe. Tell whoever you want about it. I'd love to have some comments. And I'm going to try to stay a little more consistent with my time moving forward. Had some things going on in life, but here we are. Okay, tomorrow we are Whaler Wednesday. So if you're a fan of the Whalers and, if you're a fan of if you're a fan of Whaler Wednesday, be sure to join us, okay? We've got some excitement going on over there as well. So everyone have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow inside the cave.